order to get a noticeably improved level of charisma, you need, number one, to understand the results you want to get. What is the vision for your life that comes from that? Number two, what are the demands that are going to be put upon you by the results you want? What you're doing currently is not going to get you there. And you need to viscerally understand that, not just intellectually. Number three, what are the social conditions in which you're trying to have these results? Number four, how is your negative social counter conditioning inhibiting you from behaving in the way that would get those results and taking the actions that would get those results? And last but not least, what can you do about this? You want to develop some sort of exercise process that's going to allow you to become aware of and release these things in a methodical way going forward. My intention is you will never be in an interaction where you're like, it's going good, what now? From that day forward, you will be in a similar situation. You'll be like, oh, okay, I'm on like stage 2. I need to go to stage 3. What are the actions I need to take? What are the behaviors I need to embody? Let's do that, right? So having that sense of control, like of what to do, that gives you confidence and you don't feel like you're flailing. And so the criteria for success becomes internal. It does not, it's no longer contingent upon, the vicissitudes of the environment, so to speak, whether an individual vibes with your particular, meshes with your particular personality. That comes and goes. Like my buddy Derek said, I'm not trying to find 10 people who think I'm sort of cool. I'm trying to find the one person who thinks I'm awesome. The one person who thinks I'm awesome. And by the way, my buddy Derek, you guys know who Derek is? Show of hands. Yeah. That guy, he took 8 boot camps. He's really, really good. He took 8 boot camps. Why would a guy like that take so many boot camps? He values his time. Like, yeah, could you learn this stuff by yourself? Absolutely. I'm living proof of that. We're all living proof of that. I mean, there was nothing like this back when we started in 2003. We hunted and pecked in the dark. We came up with theories. We went out. We tried it, this, that, the next thing. But, that's why it took me like 8 years to achieve like a level of competence that I was really satisfied with. I'll give it to you on a platter. So again, I want to inspire. I want to give you clarity. Number two, I want to push you beyond your conditioned boundaries. I only have 2 rules on program. Never be careful, go too far. Never be careful and go too far. Now note, this does not mean that you're doing intentional damage to yourself or other people, but it just means using your energies in a way that you never have before. Like, what if I did this? What if I did this? I can do that in a non-judgmental space. You are responsible for creating that judgmental exercise space. Once you realize this, you can let that go. I want the program to be kind of suffused with this air of, again, creativity, thoughtfulness, exploration, fun, play. You can put that judgmental hat off, leave it at the door, come in and play around. Because that's what's needed to be successful. A sense of fun. Not this chore where I'm putting my elbows through the mud, the war, through the fire and the flames. Right? Like, well, by the way, I mean, some people respond well to that. Some people, they like that. Like, enough of the old way of living. Like, and I think that's good for emotional leverage. But once we get in there, I'm going to push you. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to be up your ass, figuratively. I'm literally saying things directly into your ear. And people just don't care. You know why I think they don't care? Here's my theory on that, because that kind of boggled my mind. Like, how come they don't care when we're doing this? Like, they just kind of ignore it. So I kind of think they're like, well, so why is this guy coming up and what's he saying? Well, whatever he said, it made him stop being weird. So, okay, I'll allow it. Because maybe they liked the guy and then he started saying weird shit. Or like, it makes him cooler when the guy stands behind and says the things and do his, okay, fine, whatever, it's fine. So, we'll push. So again, we're providing inspiration. We're providing that push. And then perhaps most importantly, we're giving you very detailed and actionable feedback on what to change. Okay? Because I think that this is vital, because you don't know what your blind spots are. You don't know. And I think a huge part of all charismatic training in general is, and this is big, becoming experientially aware of the gap between what you think you're projecting and what other people are perceiving. For most people, there is a gap. When I send these fellows up and I see them speaking, introducing themselves and they're talking, a lot of times they think that they're like being super charming. They think that they're like, hi, good evening. I couldn't help but notice you from over there and I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Bill. I'm from D and yes. So, droll jest, my friend. Did it like they think that's what they think that they're like. Like that they're super charming, like Don Draper or something. But in reality, it looks more like this. Hey, what's up? Like there's a huge difference. They don't even know they're doing it. So I'm like, yo, you need to smile more. Right now, you're just going up. You have this sort of deadpan expression. We call it sad face, right? Serious, anxious, deadpan. Like think about this. Serious, anxious, deadpan. Serious. This shit is serious business. Oh man, this interaction is very serious. Anxious. I hope it works. Because if it doesn't work, it means a lot of bad things for me. And then last but not least, deadpan. What I don't show can't hurt me. So again, but they're not even aware they're doing it. So, and that's just one example of many. I'd say I'm probably looking for about 60 different things. And again, over 20 years, there's only so many things that you can address. But I've seen them all. Like we said before, many of these inhibitions around expressing yourself have been, you've held them as necessary for decades. It's unrealistic to expect you're going to get rid of them. However, I would say the best analogy is like going to a fitness trainer. Let's say you go to a fitness trainer for a weekend. What they're going to do, they're going to take a look at where you're at. They're going to see where you have imbalances, previous injuries, things like that. Okay, what do we need to work on? They're going to develop a plan for you. They're going to teach you how to do the plan. They're going to run you through the plan, perform the repetitions. They're going to tell you how to use the equipment. They're going to tell you about the nutrition. They're going to tell you about supplementation, tell you about the importance of rest, lay out the plan for you, run it through you for a period of days. You're going to be better than you were when you came in on Friday. You're going to be a level or two above where you were when you came in on Friday. But perhaps more importantly, you're going to have seen the top of the mountain. You're going to have a very clear path of how to get there. I think that the thing that stops a lot of people from like really digging in and making a decision, like this is going to be the year I handle this, as the marketing goes, right? I get this handled. Whether it's the fitness, your finances, this, but I just don't know what the hell to do. Like if you're like, okay, I'm going to figure out how to invest properly, like in a smart way this year. I take a program. I'm going to figure out how to handle my fitness. I'm going to go to a trainer. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to go to some weird dude who's been doing it for 20 years. Like, let's face it, look, it's like fitness. If you want to get good, you're going to have to take massive, massive fucking action. You need to, number one, like I said, understand the fundamentals. And I'm a huge fundamentals person at this point. The bells and whistles, great. You can dig into that later, but you want to master fundamentals. What's the fundamentals of fitness? Eat less food, move around more. But move around more, you got to move around a lot. Punch through the wall. I got this from my buddy Owen. He's like, sometimes punching through the wall is less painful, ultimately, than just sitting there and derping. You know what I mean? Honestly, that's what I've come to believe. That's like kind of my life philosophy at this point. Punch it, whatever it is, punching through the damn wall with extreme measures, it is painful, but ultimately the result is going to be far better than, like, I believe that the cumulative psychological damage that comes from not taking action is far more damaging to you than any potential downside of taking the action. Or in the case of this, rejection. Like you might go up, oh, the rejection. But what happens when you don't when you don't do the approach? You're reinforcing a self-image of yourself as like this punk ass, this loser who doesn't take action. I saw the person, I wanted to talk to him, I didn't do it. Oh, I didn't do it. I'm a punk, I'm a loser, I'm a pussy, whatever, whatever derisive term you want to use for yourself. But like, if I do an approach and they don't like me, I don't even remember that. I literally can't even remember what it looks like. I know that sounds like hyperbole to you. I can't even recall. If it's important to you, you're going to make time for it. If it's important to you to watch fucking Netflix, you're going to do that. If it's important to you to be with loved ones, you're going to do that. If it's important to you to go to church, you're going to do that. If it's important to you to learn to study, you're going to do that. If it's important for you to master what, for me, in my case, get rid of the excessive adipose tissue that is accumulated around my midsection, I'm going to do that. And then at a certain point, it just stops being a thing and it just is what it is. And then you get the result and you're like, well, why the hell didn't I just do that earlier?